Welcome back, you guys. This is Tassie, and this is my Shaman Memoirs channel. Now, I'm going to just address this once and for all because a lot of people have questions about my background, and it's really, really weird, but everybody thinks like it's like a green screen. This is my real wall, you guys. It's real. Oh, yes, it's totally real. If I had a green screen, this is not what I would have had as my background. And by the way, this is Chow Fun. So Chow Fun has been with me since I was like 27, or 28 maybe, around that time. But anyways, his name is Chow Fun, and you know, these are just, you know, real. He's a teddy bear. These eyes don't blink or move. This is my real chair, you guys. It's real. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, now that that is out of the way, a lot of you guys also ask about like blinking or like moving in the background and stuff. This is actually my lens. My lens does an autofocus of whatever's up front and whatever is closest. So for example, this is actually the eyeshadow palette that I am wearing today. And if I put this up front here, if I'm like in the background, notice how, you know, like my face, it'll like try to focus on whatever is in front. So you notice how the symbols and the design up here and how it's kind of blurring and stuff. It is just my lens, you guys. Speaking of which, this is actually Kynjii Beauty Collections. So this is actually a Hmong inspired eyeshadow palette. And isn't this friggin' beautiful, you guys? Like there's glitters in here, there's mattes, and these colors, freaking love them. So I have been wearing them on my eyes. I brought them with me on my trip to Chicago, and I've also been wearing them. And then they also sent me their first original palette as well. So this one here, it has a lot of the more rose gold muted types of shades with some of the darker tones, but it's got a lot of jewels in them too. I mean, they are pigmented. They're a lot of fun to play with. So check them out on Facebook. I'm going to link the description down below. I am also wearing their nude, and this is actually number 6. I am not a huge fan of the shade. So it was actually too mauve-y for me. I tend to not go for anything this mauve. I tend to go for a lighter tone than this shade, but this is what they sent to me. This is not sponsored at all, you guys. I don't make any money off of this. No, I love to support Hmong-owned businesses, Hmong-owned companies, and they sent me this palette to try, and I freaking love it. So you guys will be seeing me wearing more looks in the future. And if you guys start seeing me glistening and stuff, it's just sweat because it's like 80-something degrees now in Minnesota. It is very humid. I have not turned on my air conditioning. I know, I'm pretty stupid because this room is kind of small, and with all of the lights on, it's creating a lot of heat. Welcome back, you guys. It's Tassie. So thank you very much for being patient as I've gone on all these trips. I'm just gonna let y'all know, man, I think that these trips here, it has really shown my age because I am dead beat tired. Literally the day I came back from Chicago, I slept for like over 10 hours, you guys. I was just so freaking exhausted. You know, like car rides is one thing. I mean, I hate car rides, just letting you know that. I always hate, and I always tell myself, every time I go to Chicago, I'm flying there. Well, guess what? Every time I've gone to Chicago, I've always driven there because everybody else wants to rent a car, right? So here I am again, sitting in the car on the way to Chicago. I absolutely hate car rides, you guys. But overall, I've had an amazing 2 trips here to LA and then to Chicago. But it was too much. Now, I have never been somebody who loves to jet set everywhere, right? Like, I'm not somebody who likes to do that, actually. I love to travel. Don't get me wrong. I love to travel. But I need, like, time before I go on my next trip, you guys. Having it back to back on the weekends there, it was just very, very exhausting. Now, I will get into my trips and my ghostly update for y'all. But I wanted to let you guys know, I first flew out to LA because I actually was invited to film on a TV show. So this is actually by the WB or the CW, and they are on TV. However, you can also stream them. So They are available on Hulu or CW Seed, which is an app that you guys can download. There is a documentary series, and so I was on that show, and they flew me out to LA. You know, it was very, very exhausting, you guys. You know, like, my family, they're such huge supporters of me, and like, we love to support one another all the time. You guys have heard me mention this in many videos. My family is super supportive, and so once they found out I was going to be on a TV show in LA and they were flying me out there, my family were like, we're coming too. Literally, I found out on a Monday that I was flying out that Saturday. So my family, they went and booked all their flights. They got their hotels. They were like in LA waiting for me to arrive. It was like bonkers. I freaking love them, obviously, but it was like a mini vacation. You know, I have some family in California, but then I also have family in Minnesota, and they flew out to California. So, I mean, honestly, obviously, I've traveled for work before, and I think, honestly, that's where I don't really like to travel a lot for like work and stuff, because when I have traveled for work, I absolutely hate it. It's really boring, you guys. I don't know if people dream still of traveling for work and stuff like that. It's not what it's cracked up to be. Like, every meal you have, it's with work people. Everything is just work. And it's not like you're really enjoying yourself, relaxing, right? You're stuck in your hotel room. Like, I was really young when I started traveling. I had just turned 21. I was like, was I 20? Because I remember I was kind of freaking out that I was only 20 years old. And then I couldn't get alcohol because I was only 20. No, I had just turned 21 when I started traveling for work. And I hated it, you guys. It was very depressing. I was stuck in a city for a whole week. You know, like, after work, a lot of people have lives, obviously. Like, you know, there's things you want to do, events and stuff like that you miss because you have to travel for work. And so I didn't like it at all. So then here I am now getting sent out to LA. All right, so as I mentioned in this video, we're going to go over some ghostly updates. However, I wanted to start off by saying thank you to all of you guys. I have reached 9,000 subscribers. So, I mean, it happened when I was like, I think I was heading to Chicago or right after I came back from LA. So I remember I was reading someone's comment that they had written to me, and then I happened to look up and I saw my subscriber count had reached 9,000. So I can't believe it. Thank you, you guys. You know, with me starting this channel so long ago, it was really like just completing my task, something simple. And, you know, this was my loophole to get out of doing things the way I was supposed to when I came down here, as far as being like a traditional old school type of shaman, right? And, you know, I wanted to just tell my ghost stories and tell people like all the crazy things that happened with me. And so that way, if these things were happening to you, you didn't feel alone. Like, that was the whole point. So I couldn't believe I reached 9,000 subscribers. If you guys are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, because I have a big surprise when I reach 10,000 subscribers. So I am looking forward to that. So thank you again, you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I know I was lazy for a year and I took off from YouTube. So I am back. All right. So as you guys know, I went to LA. And if you've been following me on social media, I've been posting a lot of my photos on my vacations and stuff. So in LA, I was actually flown out there because a production company, they wanted me to be on their TV show. Now, this TV show, it is called Mysteries Decoded, and it is on the CW. If you guys download the app CW Seed, you guys can watch the show for free. So they were doing an episode on Hmong shamanism and sleep paralysis. So they invited me to be on the show, and again, that's coming out next fall. So I'm excited to see it. I have no idea, like, I kind of know the gist because obviously I met the hosts and everything of the show. I love the crew. They're a lot of fun. But I gotta say, you guys, I don't know if it's because I'm old or what, but I'm exhausted. But, you know, like, really briefly here, for anybody who's ever wondered what it's like to be on TV, it's a lot of fun. I will say that the team and the crew, they are great to work with. You know, I love the people I was working with. I really made some fun connections with like the makeup artist, and they have like an assistant who runs around. Absolutely love her. So, you know, like I had a really good time out there. But I would definitely say, even though all I did was like be interviewed and light a bunch of candles over and over, I was exhausted, y'all. Like I have no idea why I was so tired. Like, because you know, like when you do YouTube, right, you got to set up your lighting, you got to make sure your sound is okay, you got to do your own makeup and your own hair, okay, if you even want to go that far. And then after all this is said and done, after you're filmed everything, you got to go and edit now. So I didn't have to do any of that. Literally, I went there, had a blast. They got all the food, they got me my coffee, they got everything done, right? I was just drained. Like, they rented out, this was in LA, and they rented out a property, and so we did the filming there. And it's funny because I was like, oh, this is actually a really nice cabin-y feeling kind of place. And it's smack in the middle of a neighborhood, like a packed neighborhood. So it was completely shrouded with like a bamboo forest, yo. Like, this was like a magical place. And I remember when, as soon as I got there, I was like, oh shoot, like there's like 15 spirits here. And that's not even the ghosts that are on this property. But, you know, like we filmed there. It was nice. There were like 2 ghosts in the bathroom where I was getting ready. And then in the kitchen, like where all my stuff was at, and we're all like moving around, running around, right? I'm like looking at the ghosts and they're looking at me. They were the ghosts, if you guys don't know. So the spirits, there is a scene where they're prepping for my interview, right? And they have a smoke machine. Like, that smoke machine, including myself, my guides, and the spirits on the property hated the smoke machine. They did not like it at all. But the ghosts there, they loved it. They thought it was so entertaining. But the spirits there, they were like irritated. They were agitated that they were blowing the smoke into the house. It was very, very, it kind of threw me off a little bit, because I was just like you could feel this like in your chest where it's like, this isn't right. Like, you guys shouldn't be doing this. But then here they are with their smoke machine, and I'm just like, this is so annoying, man. But obviously it's not my production. I can't tell them to stop. And, you know, like the production crew, they kept trying to explain and apologizing for the smoke, but they were like, you know, it's to set the scene. It's to set it up, you know. And I'm like, dude, but this isn't what shaman houses are like. We don't have smoke blowing around the house. Okay, incense sticks. Yes, okay. At the end of the day, I had a lot of fun filming, but it was just really, really draining. I mean, the spirits aside, they pretty much left me alone because they knew that I wasn't there to do anything or interact with them, right? So they left me alone, but I would definitely say that it was just a long day of just doing the scenes over and over, and you guys need to appreciate more all of the little scenes that y'all see in like TV shows and movies, because if you see somebody walking towards you and then you see them from behind, right, that is different takes, man. They are doing that over and over and over. So it is, I mean, I absolutely cannot believe the amount of work that really goes into filming. So, I mean, here I am just sitting with my one camera, you know, like I could have a second camera, but I'm just talking. Do y'all really want to see me talking from another angle? I don't know, but you got to think about when you go to edit and you got to line everything up, it's crazy, especially from 2 different types of computers or 2 different types of memory cards. It is insanity. So kudos to the editors, to the producers, to the production team. They were all phenomenal. I had a great time, and I don't know how they do this for a living. I mean, here I am just pushing out 1 video a week, and I'm already tired. All right, so the ghostly stuff. So basically this whole episode that I was on in LA, it was about sleep paralysis, right? The night before I went to go do filming, in my hotel room, I didn't want to sleep alone because they gave me a really large hotel room, like a king bed. It's really just me. So my family, they had flew out from Minnesota and they drove down from California. Fresno to come and see me in LA, right? So I asked one of my sisters if they could stay in the room with me. So she offered to stay in my room, and that night she got slept on. And this room here, it was, like, okay, so when you walk in, you know, you're going to see like a couch setting and like the desks and stuff like that. And then the really big bed. And then you're going to see the doorway to the bathroom, right? There's closets over there. So when I went into that room there, I felt this dark feeling from that area, the closet. So that night, y'all going to judge me, okay? I don't care. That night, my sister's like, oh, which side do you want to sleep on, Tassie? And I chose the furthest one, okay? I'm like, I'm not sleeping on that other side. So we go to bed, right? We went out to eat. We hung out for a little bit. We were exhausted. I had a really early flight flying into LA. So then I went to bed because I had to do filming the next day, right? And then in the morning, all of a sudden, I'm sleeping so peacefully, like straight. And all of a sudden, my sister, she like grabs me and she's just says my name really loud, like, Tassie. And then I remember I like jerked awake, and then I'm like super irritated. I flip onto my side, like, why are you waking me up, man? It's like 7:30 in the morning, okay? I'm like, why are you waking me up, dude? And then I'm sitting there trying to go back to sleep. And then I just couldn't. And I had to get up and go pee. So I get up and I go pee. And then I come back to the bed. And then as I'm laying down, my sister tells me that she had just gotten slept on. And I was like, wait, like when I went to go to the bathroom, you got slept on? And she was like, no, right before when she woke me up and said my name, she thought that I was getting slept on. I was like, I was having a peaceful dream. Because I was so tired. And then so she was just telling me how she got slept on. And I was like, oh, that's so crazy. Yeah, that's right. I still say those kind of things. I was like, that's so crazy because the episode I'm going about, it's going to be about sleep paralysis. So, you know, like, she was fine the next night. There, sleeping there, there wasn't any problems like that. But that night though, with the sleep paralysis, she literally saw the demon. And she heard the name too, okay? So I do the filming for that day. I hang out with my family for a little bit. We do the filming. And then one of the assistants, they dropped me off at the restaurant where I was meeting up with my family. And then, you know, we hang out. It's our last night together. And then we're all flying out the next morning to go back to Minnesota. So we fly back to Minnesota. And just so you guys know, on the TV show, I end up tying a string onto one of the co-hosts. Now, this co-host has had a lot of sleep paralysis, and they've had like, because they're like looking into it. Okay, like honestly, I wanted to tell that co-host like, are you crazy? Because this is such a fun, outgoing individual who loves to hunt for ghosts. Okay, this is what they're really into, what they love to do, right? I applaud that, but I think he's crazy that he's been doing it without protecting himself. Like, that's what I've been trying to tell people all along. Like, you know, even like astral projections and stuff like that, you need to know how to protect yourself because you don't know what's on the other side if you can't see or hear it. So I tied the string on him, but here's the thing. If you guys don't know anything about filming, things are not filmed in the order that you are going to see it. Do you get what I'm saying? So, my scene that was filmed, they still had 4 more days of filming. So, what does that mean? So, I've already tied the string on him. They literally asked me for an extra string. And so, like, because there's times where he's going to have to take it off for filming, because it hadn't gotten to that point yet in the story where he met me, but they filmed me in advance. So I remember I was like holding onto the string that I had tied on him, the real one, y'all. This is the real one, okay? And I remember I was like nervous because I was like, you know, you need to take good care of this. And he was dead serious. He was going to take care of this string, right? And I'm kind of looking at him like, as in, don't take it off, honey. Like, you know, because it's for TV, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, don't take it off. Like, don't do it. So, you know, whatever, I go home back to Minnesota. And then a few nights later, I want to say it was like 1 or 2 nights later, I woke up from a nightmare. So I was sleeping and literally I can see myself in a room with the co-host. And it's really weird because obviously I don't normally dream of people like this, okay? And so people in my real life that I meet, etc. I don't really dream of them. Unless there's like an important message or something crazy is going on or something is happening and my guides want me to know about it. Then they will make me dream of the people, right? So I saw the co-host that I had met and I saw him taking the string off and it immediately, boom, it was like the demon just appeared right next to him and he made eye contact with the guy and he could see him again. And this demon, he is Egyptian. He is of Egyptian descent. I have never seen an Egyptian descended demon, you guys. So the demon was really, really tall and he had like an animal as a head and he was like very fit and he had a band on his left arm, a white band. Okay, I don't know if it was white. It was just like, it looked like a bracelet, okay? In my dream, I actually heard his name and I was like really stupid. This was an accident, okay? I called his okay, I heard his name in my dream and then I repeated it out loud, okay? So he turned and he looked at me and he was upset because he was like, how did you know my name? And then boom, I wake up. Oh my God, like, dude, the demon saw you again. So I was like messaging this guy because, you know, when you guys are on set, everybody exchange Instagram handles. I mean, I love the sound guy, Louie. So like, we were like, everybody was just exchanging Instagram handles. Like they were just that awesome of a crew. And we're just talking and, you know, hanging out a little bit and getting to know each other a bit. And so I remember I was like messaging this guy like, dude, I hope you're okay. Like, I just had this crazy weird dream. The demon that's been following you, that you keep having sleep paralysis, somehow he's of Egyptian descent, man. And you just need to be careful. So he did message me back and say that he's been sleeping like a baby since he's had the string on him and that he's going to take very good care of it. But I'm nervous. Like, I'm nervous for him because you just don't know like what they do. And you know, this wasn't like I had my whole shrine. And this has been the first person. A little background. I should have told y'all this. This is the first person who I have done a string tying thing for that is outside of my family since I have put my shrine down. So my shrine is still not up, y'all. But it was crazy. I mean, for me, you know, I would have rather done more for somebody because, you know, it's one of those things where you don't want to go halving it, you know, like you don't want to just do it part way. Like, why are you even doing it then, you know? So, but it's like, I don't have my shrine yet. And they really wanted me still on the show, even though they knew I wasn't practicing anymore and I couldn't do the whole ritual the way they were thinking it could be done. It's not that easy. And so, you know, we did a lot of just talking about my experiences and the things that I knew about, but I couldn't do an actual full out ceremony or event, right? Even like the string tying ceremony, there are limitations to that, you know, if I don't have my full shrine. So, you know, I'm just that kind of person where, you know, if I'm trying to protect you, I'm going to give it my all. So if I don't feel comfortable, man, I don't feel comfortable, man. Like, we need to redo this, okay? Now, for anybody who doesn't know, the string tying ritual, those strings come from a shaman's tools. And those tools are the ones that we use to go into the spirit world. So, and those strings actually protect the shaman in the spirit world. And so, you know, I'm just like, dude, I gave you one of my strings. Like, that's like, I only have a limited amount, man. Okay, it's not like I need to raise a shrine again and go into the spirit world to reinforce the magic on more cloth. This isn't just cloth you bought at Joann and it just, you cut it and you tie it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm just saying, if I'm going to protect you with one of my shaman strings, it's going to be one of my shaman strings, you know, like, you know, okay, we're gonna move on to Chicago. So literally, I come back from Chicago, and you know, you guys may or may not know this if you haven't watched my other videos. I've been working really long hours at work. We've been onboarding lots of new projects. A lot of things have been changing. I've been getting new staff. It has been, I feel like if I could have one wish, it would be if 1 hour could turn into 3. And like, there is just not enough time. And you know, you are slammed and super busy when months are flying by. It's like when you thought like, oh, I thought today was Tuesday, but it's already Thursday, okay? No, this is, oh my God, we're already in June. Like, once it starts to hit the middle of a month, I'm already in the next month, you guys. Like, it is just so freaking crazy right now. Anyways, so that short week that I had of working flew by. Suddenly, it was Friday. We were leaving to Chicago. I mean, I don't even remember like being at home much. So the Chicago trip was because it was my brother's girlfriend's birthday, and she invited her sister and niece to go with us, right? So we went to Chicago. Now, I love Chicago is an understatement. Like, I freaking love Chicago. I used to go every year around the 4th of July. And so the last time I went to Chicago though, I went there for my golden birthday when I was 27. And, you know, that year really changed a lot for me, where I stopped wanting to celebrate my birthday after my golden birthday. And the reason being is because we rented a condo for like a week in downtown, right? And honestly, after the whole trip, the whole shebang, I felt so guilty. I felt incredibly guilty, you guys, that I convinced all these people to drop all this cash on this condo for a week. I mean, we were paying like $1,700, right, for the week. And on top of that, like, everybody was like driving or flying in. People had kids. People had to take time off from work. Like, they had to leave all of that behind, spend all of this money in Chicago, go to all these restaurants with us. And I just felt really, really guilty, like incredibly guilty, because I was like, oh my God, like, you could have just had a simple birthday dinner in town. But no, you had to be that girl, and you convinced all these people to go with you. I mean, I know that, you know, like birthday trips, a lot of times it's also a trip and a vacation for the people who come too, right? But like my friends and them, they were so loving and giving and caring. You know, like they only wanted to do what I wanted to do. Like everything was about Tassie, and it's Tassie's world. You all just live in it, you know, like, so I just felt so freaking guilty. And so after that, I didn't want to celebrate my birthdays anymore, like doing big events, because I would just feel this incredible amount of guilt, y'all. I don't even know where it came from, because a lot of people tend to think like I love myself a lot. So they really don't know where this came from. Then I honestly don't really know where it came from either. But I forgot to tell you guys, that condo we stayed at was haunted as heck, okay? It was so freaking haunted in that condo. Oh my God, like everybody there all had a ghostly experience. Like people kept hearing voices. People kept hearing things in the condo. And this is like an amazing condo that would have cost you a ton of money, okay? Because it had like floor to ceiling freaking windows. There was a balcony. It was right over the Soldier Field Museum. And I mean, there's a grocery store on your first floor, and there's like security in this building. Everything's granite and marble. Like, this is an amazing condo. And I was like, man, this place is super haunted. Like, what happened here? Like, there was this crazy guy who lived in the master bedroom where I was staying in. Oh my God. And it was funny because I swear whenever people experience haunted stuff, they're never that aware they're living in that moment until later. They sit back and they think about it, and everybody's like, man, that place was so haunted. Yeah, but we were there for like a week. You know, I mean, because obviously when we were there, it's not like we stayed in the hotel, or I'm sorry, the condo for a lot. We were only there like late at night after dinner, and then we would like, they would drink and play card games. At this time in my life, I wasn't drinking because I was still a practicing shaman at that time. But, you know, like, and then we would go to sleep really late and wake up really early and then just go out again. So it was just really crazy now that I think about it. I totally forgot about how haunted that place was. Okay, so now we are back in Chicago. And this was, again, just last weekend here. So as soon as we get into our hotel room, we stayed at the Hyatt in downtown Chicago. Very nice. I want to say I do appreciate them because they have a bar and a restaurant on the first floor and they provide hot breakfast. So if you guys have not been traveling during COVID time, a lot of hotels don't always offer hot breakfasts anymore, or it's very limited because, you know, it's COVID. So they really don't have a lot of options the way they used to, right? So anyways, we go to this hotel. And then my brother and I, we actually parked our car, which is like a block away. And then we walked to the hotel and everybody else is already going in there. Now, as we're going up to our room, we passed my sister and my brother's girlfriend who's going down to see her sister, right? So we're like, okay, yeah, like, you know, we just got up here, so we're going to go to the room and, you know, get everything ready and put away. So as soon as my brother and I, we head to the room, my brother keeps getting shocked, you know, like by electricity because he chose the wrong door. I told him that wasn't the door, but he tried it anyways and he got electrically shocked. So then he finally went to our real door and then he tried that one and he got shocked there again too. So we go in, my brother goes right to the bathroom and then I walk in and right in front of me is a freaking ghost. And me and him were looking at each other and I just look away because I ain't dealing with this. So I'm putting all my stuff away. And that ghost actually ended up staying far away from me throughout the whole trip while we were at the hotel. I had no problems whatsoever. You know, like, no sleep paralysis here. Like, I had a really great time staying there, even if there was a ghost. Now, there was one point at this hotel, because there's like 17 floors. And there's certain times of day when the elevator is super freaking always used. Because of COVID, only so many people can get onto the elevator, right? Well, it gets to the point where nobody cares about COVID and everybody just packs themselves in there. So we are literally standing by the elevator and there's 4 of us. Now, a group of like 6 other people and all their suitcase, they come, right? And they're like, no, once this elevator comes, we're all fitting. So I'm like, man, we've been here for a couple of minutes now. And that's a long time to wait for an elevator when 2 minutes have passed. So I was like, you know what, you guys, I'm just going to walk down. And we're on the 11th floor. I was like, I'm just going to go down the stairs. And my brother and my sister, they looked at me like, we're on the 11th floor. This isn't like the 3rd floor, okay? This is the 11th floor. I was like, it can't be that bad. So I start to go to the stairs and a girl followed me to the stairs. Okay, there was a girl who followed me from the elevator area. I went in. Okay, so here's the elevator. Literally, you go around, you go down a hallway, you turn, and then there's the stairs, and then you go down the stairs, right? A woman was with me when I was going towards the stairs. And I remember I was talking to her, which door do you think it is to get to the stairway? So here I go. And then as soon as I open up the doorway to go to the stairs, she's gone. And for some reason, I don't realize I'm being haunted. Because here I go down the stairs and I realize now she's no longer with me. She's not even in the stairwell. So by the time I realize it, I'm probably going past the 4th floor. And I start to kind of like that scared feeling like, girl, you just had a ghost with you, but she's gone now. And then all of a sudden I run into these really old couple. They were on the 3rd floor. So I had made it past the 4th going down to the 3rd. You guys, I also forgot to tell you guys, when I was leaving my siblings at the elevator, I told them very specifically, if I get downstairs before you guys owe me $5. And so here I am running down the stairs. So anyways, I recall now that there was a woman who was going down the stairs with me. And then I see this old couple on the 3rd floor and I'm like, okay, at least they're real people, right? And so I was like, they better be real people. But anyways, so I'm like trying to like not be rude, but I'm still like, out of my way, $5 is on the line. So then they move out of the way and they let me run through. So then I'm running, and then I bust through, right? And then there's the elevator. It's coming down and I'm standing there like, oh, and then the elevator opens and there is my family looking at me and I'm like, $5, man, you owe me $5. So yeah, they got me my Joy bubble tea. Speaking of Joy noodles, in the bathroom, there's a little girl there. So the bathroom of Joy Noodle, there's 2 stalls for the women's, right? So it was me and my sister, and there was somebody else who was in the bathroom. So I went into the regular stall. There's like a bigger one that has its own door and its own sink and everything, right? It's really bougie and nice. But we didn't go into that stall because it was already occupied. So I went to the smaller one. I come out, I go and I wash my hands. My sister goes into the stall. And then as I'm washing my hands, I start to feel something touching my leg over and over. So I look down and there's this little girl there. She's trying to help me wash up. And then I remember I just remained really calm, like a pro. And I finished washing my hands. I dried it. And then I said in Hmong to my sister, there's a little girl here. And my sister, who is this major scaredy cat, my original plan was to leave her in that bathroom. My sister, she said it's in Hmong. And the thing is, there's another woman in the bathroom with us, okay? This woman is not Hmong. So she can hear my sister replying in Hmong in a really creepy tone. Because my sister was like in Hmong, like, you better not leave me here. Don't forget, y'all, in California, when I knew that in that corner by the closet, there was some dark stuff over there, I refused to sacrifice myself and sleep by it, okay? I have no qualms over leaving my sister in a haunted bathroom. So I was really going to leave the bathroom, right? Because I thought it was so funny. And then I had this feeling like, you better wait for her, because I felt like her desperation. She's gonna watch this video and be like, this bee, man. Oh my god, I got tears in my eyes. Y'all, my sense of humor is twisted. So anyways, now the next experience that we had was at the metaphysical shop. So one of the person who was with us really wanted to go to this metaphysical store because they don't have them where they're from, you know, and I have never been in one. So I was like, why not? So if you've never been in one, it's basically, I'm just going to lift my leg up here. The ghost kitty just touched my leg. Anyways, I was really hoping it was my real cat, but he's not here. Okay. Anyways, the metaphysical store. So if you've never been to one, it's basically where they have a lot of mystical books, rocks, if you're into rocks, like, you know, crystals. I should say crystals. I think that's the proper term. I don't own any crystals or rocks. And then they have tarot cards there. They have candles. They have incense sticks, all sorts of stuff, right? So we go to this. We go to this place, and it looks sus from the outside. Okay, let me just say that, because it looked like a rundownish kind of building. And then like we went in, and there's like this dark, creepy, tiny hallway, and then it's the main door to get into the actual place, right? And so as you walk in this dark, creepy hallway, there's like these glass windows, and I think they were supposed to put like because they decorated the rooms like between these glass walls. As you're walking down this hallway to get to the main door to get into the store, there's these like displays, and it looks like they try to decorate a room, but it looked like it was creepy because it was for a kid or something, because it was like mini furniture. I don't know. Anyways, we get into this place, and it stinks because they are burning a lot of incense sticks. And you know, these are not incense sticks that my guides like to smell. So they were a little irritated by the scents. Now, We get into the store and it looks totally fine. It was clean, you guys. It was totally fine store. The only thing is that incense stick was, the smell of it was very intense and not pleasant at all. So, okay, because it smells like the incense sticks that a lot of people buy to hide the smell of weed. Basically, that's what it smelled like. And it was very disgusting, where I'm like, like, I'd rather smell sulfur than the smell of those incense sticks. So we are looking at a shelf of tarot cards. So my sister and I were standing next to each other and we're looking at all of these tarot cards, and some of them are really weird. Some of them are really pretty and nice. But, you know, we're just browsing through all sorts of stuff because we've never been in a metaphysical store. And then all of a sudden I turn, I look at my sister, and right next to her is this giant white spirit. Okay, the spirit is not like a white light. It was just the color white. Okay, like, but it was like it was, okay, imagine, let me do this really quick. That's what the spirit looked like, you guys. It looked like it was see-through, but the lines were white. And I don't know. But anyways, this spirit like went up to the ceiling. Like, it was a giant. So I had to step back so I could see the whole thing. And then it disappeared. So I was like, whatever. And then I'm making my way to the back of the store. And then I stop because there's a whole altar, you guys. There was this huge altar with like 200 candles burning on this sucker, okay? And I'm like, okay. Like, I turn around and I just keep walking. You know, like, I'm not gonna mess with something that I don't know anything about. So I'm just like walking around, looking at all this stuff, touching all this stuff. And then, so we end up leaving. And now we're going to dinner. So we're heading out to dinner and we're sitting in the car. And I remember I started to feel this super heavy feeling pressing down on me, and my head was starting to hurt, kind of like a bog is going over you, like some kind of smoke or mask that's kind of coming over you. And then all of a sudden I took my guides out, I called them out, and I just said, what the heck is this? And the spirit that was making me feel that way tried to run away. And guess what we did? We do what we do best, and we captured them. And then I looked at them and I'm like, oh, you guys followed me from the store. And those spirits literally thought we were going to let them go. I don't know why they thought I was going to let them go. Okay, this part, as a warning, it may seem very harsh, okay? But I ate them, okay? So, like, I don't know what y'all want from me. At the end of the day, the core of me is that I specialize in certain things as a shaman, okay? You're going to have shamans who are very, very psychic, and that's what they specialize in. You're going to have shamans who specialize in fertility. You're going to have shamans who specialize in medicine. If y'all haven't realized by now what I specialize in, I don't even know what to tell y'all, okay? I mean, think about it, you guys. I had a demon on me for 10 years. What do you guys think I specialize in? All right, rounding out Chicago on my trip here, this video, you guys. So, okay, you guys know I'm a smoker. Now, typically, if you guys may not know this, okay, but when you guys are smokers, because I'm a smoker, when you go out to the bars, right, and people are out of cigarettes, typically the standard is you offer somebody $1 for one cigarette. And so when I'm in town, I'll take the $1 and I'll give them a cigarette. So we were in Chicago and we're smoking, and this guy looked like Santa Claus. Okay, like we're sitting by the hotel and we're smoking outside, and this Santa Claus guy comes up to me and he was like, I have $1. Can I buy a cigarette off of you? And I remember, because my sister knows this too. She knows that, you know, whenever people offer me money for a cigarette, I always take it. So I remember I was looking at the guy and then I said, no, you can just have it. So I handed him a cigarette. And he was so thankful, and he thanked me, right? And he was like, I swear, I look like a bum, but I'm not a bum. I promise you, I'm not a bum. And I said to him, like, no, it's okay. No problem. So he took the cigarette. And then I turned and I looked at my sister, and I said to her, you know, I usually always take the money, right? And she was like, yeah, you do. And I was like, Well, I thought it'd be better since I felt it. Like, we are in a different city. It's better if I take their thank you. Spiritually, you can take it, you guys. If y'all didn't know, now y'all know. My sister was like, oh my God, have you been doing this to me the whole time? I was like, what the heck? Because I explained to her, if people are very thankful to you, it's very easy to take their thanks. It's a real spiritual thing that you can physically take. And then you get extra things, right? It's like extra luck, basically. And because I gave him the cigarette, my spirit guides told me, no, we should take his thanks instead of the money. So I gave equal exchange. He may not have been fully aware, but you know what? In that moment, he was very thankful. So I only took a little, y'all. It's not like I went in there and chugged it all up, okay? It ain't like that. So I accepted his thanks. And that night, it was amazing. Okay, we almost died at one point. So my sister, she is known for not making the best decisions in life. She has proven time and time again that she will lead you to danger. So we almost died, okay, because we could have been killed, okay. And then on our way back, so there's these rickshaws in downtown Chicago. It's basically these guys on bikes, and they have like a chariot in the back, and it's lit up, and they got like music blaring, and they'll ride you all around downtown Chicago, and they're reasonably priced. So we were going to get ride back to our hotel from the Navy Pier, right? But then there's this guy in this electrical car, and I remember I kept looking at him like a creep, and I was like, and then I started running towards him, like, don't go anywhere, dude, I'm coming right at you. And so this guy, he explains to me that the rides are free, and he was like, you know, there's nobody here, so if you guys want a free ride, I'll take you anywhere you want to go in Chicago here, in the downtown area. So we were like, screw the rickshaws, we're going on this free ride. So we went on this great ride, and he was a tour guide. Like, okay, he wasn't a tour guide, but because, you know, he knew we were from out of town and we were talking, he was like explaining all sorts of stuff in downtown to us. And he was so friendly. He was so nice. And it was a lot of fun riding in that thing. I believe it was sponsored by the Hard Rock Casino. I believe it was a casino. But anyways, you download this app, and that's all you have to do, and then you get a free ride when you're in Chicago. I will find that information and put it in the description box below. So if you are in downtown Chicago and you want a free ride in downtown Chicago, from your hotel to the Navy Pier to Soldier Field, wherever you want to go to the museum, you can get this app. You can find out where all the vehicles are, and they're free rides, you guys. It fit all 7 of us. 6 of us. 7 of us. All right, you guys, so that has been my ghostly updates on my trips lately. I absolutely loved my trips. I would definitely say, as many times as I have been to California, I don't feel like it's home. Like Chicago, I could live in downtown Chicago. I just need to become very wealthy. So, because a 2-bedroom is like super expensive in downtown Chicago, and you're paying HOA fees, and you're paying for parking. Like one of the units, and that's right, I went to go look in Zillow, and so one of the units, you have to pay $35,000 for a parking spot. $35,000, you guys, for a parking spot where you live. Like, that's not even your HOA fees, which are like $400, $500 a month. So, you know, I need like, I don't know, I need to win the Powerball or something. I really enjoyed LA, but I feel like I enjoyed it because of my family. Had I been there alone, I don't really know if I would have enjoyed it as much, because there was a huge rat in the middle of a park in broad daylight, you guys. A huge rat. It was as big as my arm, you guys. I like me and my sister saw it, and we were like, oh my God, is that a rat? It was a rat, you guys. He was not afraid of people. That's how scary LA is, that a ginormous rat is not afraid of people. Like, How do people not see that as a problem? Oh, and I forgot about the beach in LA. So my family went to 2 beaches. I only ended up going to 1 because I had to go to filming the next day. But at this beach, Redondo Beach, we went to. It's by the airport. I will say that it's very beautiful there, but I felt really kind of like, I definitely felt indifferent and a little sad, I guess you could say, because the dragon there was upset. And I felt like the water was dirty and I could not go near the water. I did not touch the water at all at the beach. I didn't want to stay long at the beach. But my family and them, they love going to the beach. But I felt weird at the beach. Like my older sister was there. She had a huge tent that we could all sit under. So I went under the tent there and I like hid from the water, you know, and then like my eyes kept hurting where they wanted me to close my eyes because the dragon there wanted me to go and visit the dragon because it wanted me to help her because she lost something or it went missing and she's not getting along with the other spirits there. Okay. So I didn't want to be involved in whatever issues they were having. So I was like, I'm here to just enjoy the beach. Try to enjoy the beach. Literally the water is all on this side and I'm just like looking over here, just looking at the sky because I can't have favoritism. I can't go down there before anybody's like, oh, why don't you help them? I swear to God, I always got somebody who's like that. Okay. Why don't you go down there and help her? Okay. Like, no, you don't know the rules and the laws. There's a reason why you can't, because if I go down there and help her, that's me showing favoritism and I'm not allowed to do that. But you are more than welcome to go and help the dragon at Redondo Beach if you want to. Now remember my sense of humor, okay? Alright, you guys. Until next time.